Hey guys, today we start a journey of transformation. Right now, think about where you are in life. Everything feels familiar, doesn't it? The routines, the people, the comfort zone that holds you tight. But do you ever wonder if this life is all there is? What if I told you that the life you dream about, the one that aligns with your deepest desires, will cost you something? It's going to cost your old self, your old ways, your old excuses, the habits that you've leaned on for years to survive. Are you ready to pay the price for your new life? You see, to step into the life that's waiting for you, you have to make room for it. And that means releasing everything that doesn't align with who you're becoming. Right now, ask yourself, what are you willing to leave behind? Are you brave enough to give up the things that have made you feel safe? If you truly want to transform, your new life won't just come to you. You have to fight for it, too. You'll lose friends, maybe family, even comfort, but the truth is, all those things kept you small. And you weren't meant to stay small. Not anymore. So, let's dive in. The first thing you must do is let go of who you used to be. The version of you that has served you up until this point. That's your survival self. That's the version that got you through the toughest days. But it's not the version that's going to get you where you want to go. The hardest part of growth isn't changing, it's letting go. The old you, the one who doubted themselves, feared change, lived in their comfort zone and thought they couldn't dream bigger, they have to go. If you want something new, you have to make space for it. And I'm not talking about just getting rid of a few bad habits. I mean breaking free from a whole identity. This is about completely reimagining who you are and what you stand for. You've probably told yourself countless times that you'll change, that you'll break free from old habits. But did you? Or did you just put it off for another day? Let me be clear, nothing will change until you let go. The best version of you is out there waiting, but it's trapped beneath layers of self-doubt, insecurity, and fear. The old you is only comfortable because it doesn't ask anything of you. It doesn't challenge you. The new you, the one who will rise and break barriers, that person asks for everything. Letting go doesn't mean you've failed. It means you've outgrown a version of yourself that no longer serves you. Growth requires shedding layers. Every time you let go of a habit, a relationship, or an idea that doesn't align with your new path, you're making space for something better. It's a process of becoming, a continuous journey of stripping away everything that's holding you back. But don't be fooled. This isn't an easy path. It's uncomfortable, it's scary, and it can feel like you're losing everything. But the truth is, you're gaining everything. You're gaining your true self, the one who knows their worth and walks into the future with confidence. Some people won't understand your journey. They'll cling to the version of you they feel comfortable with. They'll try to pull you back into who you were, but you aren't living for them anymore. You're living for yourself. You're not meant to stay stagnant. You were born to evolve. You're meant for bigger things, but none of it will happen if you keep holding on to your past. Eventually, your past will weigh you down. You can't walk into your future carrying yesterday's baggage. Drop the weight, release the old, and embrace the new. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. So, let's take the first step. The first step to a new life is letting go. Let go of the fears that are holding you back. Let go of the doubts that have kept you stuck. Let go of the people who won't let you grow. It's time to release everything that's no longer serving you and make room for the person you're about to become. Growth sounds exciting, doesn't it? The idea of becoming someone better, someone stronger, someone who finally breaks free from the limits that have been holding them back. But here's the hard truth. Growth requires sacrifice, and that's the part most people don't tell you. Transformation doesn't just cost your old life, it also demands that you give up the things that you thought were essential, that you thought were comfortable. You see, the first thing growth will take from you is comfort. It will ask you to wake up earlier, to say no to the things that used to bring you joy, to give up late nights and lazy days. It might even take your sleep, your peace of mind, and the approval of others. You'll have to choose between doing what's easy and doing what's necessary. And trust me, most people will choose easy. They'll settle for fine, for the safety of their comfort zones, for the familiar. But you know what? Fine doesn't bring greatness. Fine doesn't build the life you've been dreaming about. Fine just keeps you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. Growth doesn't care about your comfort. In fact, it thrives on discomfort. It pushes you to the edge, forces you to make tough decisions and tests your resolve. And that's exactly why growth is so rare. It's not because people don't want it. It's because they aren't willing to pay the price. They want more without the sacrifice. They want transformation without the discomfort. But the price of growth is steep. If you want more, you must give more. You have to make room for the new by letting go of the old, and that means saying goodbye to distractions. It means leaving behind relationships, habits, and environments that no longer serve your purpose. You might have to give up people who have been in your life for years, but who no longer align with the version of you that's about to rise. It's not easy, but it's necessary. And it's not just about people. It's about the little things, too, the mindless scrolling, the hours spent on distractions, the excuses that keep you from taking action. Every one of those things is holding you back. Sacrifice isn't about loss, though. It's about making space for what's next. When you release the things that no longer serve you, you open up space for something greater. You make room for success, for growth, for everything that's aligned with who you want to become. Think about it. Every time you choose to give up something that's been holding you back, you're creating the life that's meant for you. But here's the kicker. Many people want the reward, but they're not willing to make the sacrifice. They want the results without the work. They want the success without the hustle, but it doesn't work like that. Winners are the ones who give up what's easy for what's worth it. And those winners are the ones who stand out. The truth is, growth is never easy. If it were, everyone would do it. But only a few are willing to pay the price. The question is, are you willing to pay it? Are you willing to sacrifice your comfort, your time, your old habits, and your old life for the future you've always dreamed of? Because if you are, your life is going to shift in ways you never thought possible. You'll look back and realize that everything you gave up was nothing compared to the person you became and the life you built. And the best part? It was all worth it. If you want growth, you have to choose it every day. It doesn't happen automatically. Every decision you make, every action you take, is either moving you closer to your dream or keeping you stuck in your comfort zone. The choice is always yours. The first step is to stop making excuses. You know the ones. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm too tired. It's too difficult. All those excuses are just ways to keep yourself safe, to keep you from stepping into the unknown. And let's face it, anything worth having requires stepping into the unknown. It requires action that feels uncomfortable at first. When you choose growth, you're choosing discomfort. But what happens when you embrace that discomfort? What happens when you say yes to the struggle, to the sacrifice, and to the uncertainty? You start to realize that those things aren't roadblocks. They're stepping stones. They're part of the process that pushes you further, faster, and stronger. What once felt impossible starts to feel like just another challenge to overcome. This is where the power lies. The power isn't in avoiding discomfort. The power is in using it. It's in realizing that every uncomfortable moment is a moment of growth. Every sacrifice is a moment of transformation. The more you choose to step out of your comfort zone, the stronger you'll become. The more you give up, the more you'll gain. But don't be fooled. This journey isn't linear. It's not going to be one straight path to success. There will be bumps, there will be setbacks, and there will be times when you wonder if it's all worth it. But here's the thing. Those moments are the ones that shape you. They are the moments that prepare you for the life you've been dreaming of. Without sacrifice, without struggle, without discomfort, you can't grow. It's the law of life. It's the price of greatness. So let me ask you again, are you ready to pay the price? Are you ready to give up your comfort, your old habits, your distractions, and your fears in exchange for the life you were meant to live? Because that's the choice you have to make. And it's a choice you'll have to make every single day. Are you willing to step into the unknown, to sacrifice what feels good for what feels right? If you are, you're on the path to transformation. Growth isn't for the faint of heart. It's for the brave. It's for those who are willing to fight for what they believe in. And the best part, when you make that choice, you begin to see that every step, every sacrifice, every moment of discomfort was all worth it. You're not just changing your circumstances, you're changing your identity. You're becoming someone who is stronger, smarter, and more focused than ever before. But remember this, you don't have to do it alone. Every step you take toward your growth is one step closer to the person you're meant to be. You have the strength to make it through. You have everything you need inside of you. Now it's time to choose to release what no longer serves you and step into a future that's waiting for you. Comfort feels safe, doesn't it? It's familiar. It's warm. It's predictable. But here's the truth. Comfort is the enemy of change. It's the thing that keeps you stuck in the same routines, living the same life, day after day. Comfort whispers in your ear, telling you that there's no need to push, no reason to grow. But deep down, you know that staying in this safe zone is slowly costing you the life you've always wanted. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It never has, and it never will. Real transformation begins when you step out of your comfort zone and embrace the discomfort that comes with change. When everything feels easy, you're not challenging yourself. And if you're not challenging yourself, you're not growing. Think about it. When was the last time you felt truly uncomfortable? Not just a little bit, but deeply uncomfortable. Where everything felt uncertain and you weren't sure how things were going to turn out. If you're like most people, you've probably avoided that feeling, and that's normal. The unknown is scary. It's unpredictable. It doesn't guarantee success. But here's what it does offer: potential, opportunity, growth. The moment you step outside your comfort zone is the moment your life begins to change. You have to start by accepting that comfort is a trap. It hides the pain of being stuck. When everything feels fine, you stop noticing how much you've settled. You stop dreaming, and eventually, life begins to shrink around you. You start to feel like you're just going through the slow motions, waiting for something to change. But it won't. Not until you step into discomfort. So, what's the solution? Choose discomfort. Wake up earlier, take risks, challenge your fears, speak up when it's easier to stay quiet, say no when it's easier to say yes. It's in those moments of discomfort where the magic happens. That's where growth lives. That's where change begins. The truth is, the longer you stay in your comfort zone, the more you're robbing yourself of the future you truly want. But let's face it, comfort zones are hard to break out of. They're comfortable for a reason. They feel safe. And when we're comfortable, we don't have to face the unknown. We don't have to risk failure or disappointment. But that's exactly what's holding you back. If you want to change your life, you have to embrace the fact that discomfort is a necessary part of the process. The most dangerous place you can be in life is not at rock bottom. It's the middle. It's where everything feels fine. In that space, dreams die. People settle for mediocrity because they don't have the urgency to move. But the moment you decide that fine is no longer good enough for you, that's when everything shifts. That's when you start making the decisions that lead to a better future. And let's be real for a moment. Fine is boring. It's complacency masquerading as contentment. You don't want to look back on your life and say, I was fine. You want to look back and say, I was bold. I took risks. I lived fully. You want to be able to tell your story knowing that you didn't let the fear of discomfort stop you. You didn't let the pull of comfort and dictate your decisions. You chose growth, and in doing so, you chose your future. Every time you choose discomfort, you're creating a future that feels different than your present. You're moving closer to the life you've been dreaming of. The comfort zone will always call you back, but you have to be willing to ignore its whispers. You have to remind yourself that it's not your friend. It's the thing that keeps you from becoming everything you're meant to be. When you feel discomfort, don't run from it. Lean into it. That's how you grow. That's how you break old patterns. Discomfort forces you to look at things differently. It forces you to take action when you want to retreat. It's the fire that forges strength, resilience, and character. Without it, you can't build the life you want. So, ask yourself, what is your comfort zone holding you back from? What opportunities have you missed because you were too comfortable to take action? What dreams have you let fade because you were too afraid to move beyond what's familiar? The answer is clear. If you want a life of growth, you have to choose discomfort. You have to choose to face the fear and uncertainty that come with change. And yes, it will be hard, but the reward on the other side will be worth it. You won't just have the life you want, you'll have the life you deserve, one that's aligned with your deepest values, your truest desires, and your most powerful potential. And when you look back, you'll see that the discomfort wasn't something to avoid. It was the very thing that propelled you forward. It was the thing that pushed you into your greatness. And you'll realize that every moment of discomfort was a small price to pay for the life you've built. Old habits are comfortable prisons. You know the ones? The routines that feel so familiar, even though they're slowly stealing your potential. Maybe it's hitting snooze for that extra 10 minutes of sleep, scrolling through social media mindlessly, or procrastinating until the last possible moment. These habits don't seem like much on their own, but when you look at the bigger picture, you realize they're holding you back from becoming the person you were meant to be. The hardest part of growth isn't just about doing more. It's about doing less of what doesn't work. Breaking free from old habits starts with brutal self-awareness. You have to be willing to look at your life, at your routines, and ask yourself, what's holding me back? What am I tolerating that no longer serves me? Success doesn't happen by doing more. It happens by doing what works consistently. That means replacing the old, ineffective habits with new but more powerful ones. But the reality is, it's hard to break habits. We're creatures of comfort. We crave what's familiar. And the brain, as powerful as it is, loves routines. It likes the predictability of the old ways, but this familiarity is a double-edged sword. It keeps us stuck. Look, Breaking free from old habits doesn't mean being perfect. It means being intentional. The key is awareness. Every single habit you repeat, every small action you take each day, is training your brain for a certain outcome. And if those actions are negative, if they don't align with who you want to become, they're leading you further away from your goals. So, how do you interrupt these old loops? The answer is simple, but not easy. You start small. You don't have to change everything at once. In fact, that's the mistake most people make. They try to overhaul their entire life in one go, and then they get overwhelmed and give up. Instead, pick one habit that's holding you back and focus on changing it. Maybe it's replacing just one more scroll through your phone with just one more step toward your goal. Maybe it's getting up 10 minutes earlier to do something productive instead of lying in bed. The small, consistent changes add up. They compound. And before you know it, your entire life starts shifting. Your habits are a reflection of what you tolerate. If you tolerate chaos, distractions, and laziness, that's what will multiply in your life. But if you decide that discipline is your new standard, everything changes. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Every time you choose to take action over inaction, you're shifting the trajectory of your life. But here's the thing. Breaking habits is hard. There will be times when you slip up. There will be moments when you fall back into the old patterns. And that's okay. The key is to get back on track. You're not aiming for perfection. You're aiming for progress. Every time you correct your course, you get stronger. You get closer to who you're meant to become. You have to stop being someone who just hopes things will get better. You have to become someone who takes action. You have to stop reacting to life and start creating it. Your habits shape your identity. They shape the way you show up every day. So, if you want to change your life, you have to change your habits. Think about it. Your life today is the sum of the habits you've been repeating for years. If you want a different life, you need to change the small things. And that means choosing habits that align with the person you want to become. Choose discipline over procrastination. Choose action over hesitation. Choose focus over distraction. The power of habits is incredible. When you start to build new and positive habits, you begin to see yourself differently. You start to see yourself as someone who follows through, someone who takes control of their life. You stop being a passive observer and start becoming an active creator of your own future. The best part is that when you start to change your habits, you also start to change your identity. The person who wakes up early, who takes consistent action, who focuses on their goals, is no longer a stranger to you. They're becoming you. The more you prove to yourself that you can break old patterns, the more you start to believe that you can break them all. And once that belief sets in, something incredible happens. You start to trust yourself. You stop relying on external motivation. You stop waiting for the right time to change. You realize that the key to transformation has always been within you. It's all about choosing the right habits and consistently showing up for yourself. So, what's the next step? Start small. Pick one habit to change today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait until you feel ready. You're already ready. You've been ready all along. Now, take action. Break free from the habits that are holding you back and create new ones that will propel you forward. That's where true growth begins. The power of discipline is yours for the taking. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about choosing your future over your past. And once you start building better habits, you'll look back and realize how much power you've gained in the process. As you rise, you'll start to notice something. The people around you may begin to change. Some will fall away. You might not expect it, but it's a natural part of growth. Not everyone is meant to go with you on this journey. Some people will only be part of your life for a season. They served a purpose, but their role in your story is now over. Let's face it, growth forces separation. As you evolve, some people won't understand. They'll want to pull you back into who you used to be. The person who didn't challenge themselves, who didn't dream bigger, who didn't step outside their comfort zone. That version of you was comforting to them, but you're not living for their comfort anymore. You're living for your own calling. This doesn't mean you need to cut these people out of your life with anger or bitterness. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to sever ties with harsh words or feelings. But you do have to recognize when someone no longer supports your growth. You have to accept that it's okay for them to stay where they are, while you continue to evolve. If you try to drag people with you into your next chapter, they'll only hold you back. Your growth will slow down, your energy will drain, and your focus will shift from the person you're becoming to the person you're trying to help. And that's not your job. It's not your responsibility to force others to grow at your pace. When you're surrounded by people who don't believe in your vision, who don't share your values, or who are content with staying stagnant, you'll start to feel the tension. That quiet, underlying discomfort that begins to grow. It's a sign that it's time to let go. You cannot keep elevating yourself while trying to carry others who aren't willing to rise with you. Elevation demands isolation, at least for a while. You have to create space for yourself to grow and solidify the new foundation you're building. And here's the thing, letting go of people doesn't mean you failed them. It doesn't mean you're abandoning them. It just means you're choosing to prioritize your own evolution. You're not being selfish. You're being responsible for your future. You can love someone from afar. You can still wish them well, but you're not obligated to drag them into your next season if they're not ready to go. Some people in your life might be upset by your growth. They'll notice that you've changed, and they won't understand why. That's okay. It's not for you to explain. Your growth is yours to live out, not theirs to comprehend. You're no longer living for their approval. You're living for yourself. You're living for the future you want to create. At times, you'll feel lonely. As you begin to step into your full potential, you'll realize that certain people just don't fit into your life anymore. You won't feel comfortable with them anymore, not because you dislike them, but because your values, your beliefs, your priorities have shifted, and that's okay. Change brings discomfort, but it also brings clarity. It shows you who's meant to stay in your life and who's meant to move on. This doesn't mean that the people who are meant for you are gone forever. Some of them will catch up with you. They'll rise with you eventually. And those who don't, they'll cheer you on from a distance. Or, in some cases, they may not even acknowledge your growth. And that's fine. Their lack of understanding is not your responsibility. Here's the bottom line. Your job isn't to shrink so others can feel comfortable. Your job is to grow. Your job is to continue evolving, to keep pushing yourself further, and to trust that those who are meant for your journey will show up when the time is right. It's important to protect your space, your energy, and your vision. You have to be selective with who you allow into your circle. Surround yourself with people who support your growth, who encourage your dreams, and who challenge you to be better. Loyalty to people who no longer support your purpose is one of the quickest ways to stall your progress. So, if you feel distant from someone, trust that it's because you're evolving, and if they can't or won't rise with you, it's time to let go. You don't owe your future to someone who's stuck in their past. You're not responsible for anyone else's comfort, while you're responsible for your own. You're responsible for making the hard choices, for choosing your future over your past, and for standing firm in your decision to grow. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's painful, but it's necessary. And every time you make the choice to release someone or something that no longer serves you, you're moving closer to who you're meant to become. The path to your next level is narrow, and not everyone fits through the door. But don't worry, those who belong in your life will find a way to meet you at the top. The ones who truly believe in you, in your vision, and in your growth will be there. And the ones who don't? They'll either find their own path or they'll cheer you on from a distance. Either way, your job isn't to shrink, it's to rise. And as you rise, you'll find that the people who are meant to go with you will always find their way to your side. Trust the process. Trust the separation. And know that every single step forward you take is a step toward becoming the person you were always meant to be. Pain isn't always punishment. It's often a signal, a message from your body, your mind, your soul that something isn't working. It could be your routine, your mindset, or your environment. It might be the old version of you trying to hold on, resisting the change you so desperately need. Pain exposes the gaps between where you are and where you're meant to be. It's the wake-up call that forces you to pay attention. Most people try to escape pain. They run from it, numb it, ignore it. They'll do anything to avoid the discomfort that comes with facing it head-on. But here's the reality. Pain that's ignored doesn't disappear. It becomes a cycle. It repeats itself until you learn from it. Pain isn't a sign of failure. It's an opportunity for growth. When you stop running from pain and start asking, what is this pain trying to teach me? That's when everything begins to shift. Pain becomes a compass. It points you in the direction of change. And once you start to listen to it, to understand it, you begin to evolve in ways you never thought possible. Pain is part of the process. It's the fire that refines you, that shapes you, and that strengthens you. Without pain, there's no transformation. Without discomfort, there's no growth. The greatest breakthroughs in life often come after the hardest struggles. And those struggles are what build the mental, emotional, and spiritual muscle you need to carry the weight of your future. If you're feeling stuck, frustrated, or empty right now, it's not the end. It's the beginning. The beginning of the person you are meant to become. Pain is the catalyst for change. It's the spark that ignites the fire of transformation. Without it, you wouldn't be pushed to evolve. You wouldn't be forced to question everything about who you are and what you want. The greatest strength is born from the moments you thought you couldn't endure. The times when life seemed too much, when everything felt like it was falling apart. Those are the moments that shape your character. And every time you rise from those moments, you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling the next challenge that life throws your way. You might feel as though the pain is overwhelming, that it's too much to bear. But let me remind you of something. It's not punishment. It's a lesson. It's a reminder that something inside of you is still alive, still fighting, still pushing forward. When you numb your pain or avoid it, you stop the process of evolution. You delay your progress, but when you choose to face it, when you choose to learn from it, you unlock the next level of yourself. The key to using pain for growth is to stop seeing it as an enemy. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to push you to new heights, to help you become who you were always meant to be. Pain shows you the gap between where you are and where you want to go. It shows you the work that still needs to be done, and once you accept it, once you stop resisting, you'll find that the pain was actually the tool that forged your strength. And here's another thing. The pain doesn't go away just because you ignore it. It will show up in other areas of your life, in ways you never expected. But if you confront it, if you sit with it and learn from it, it becomes the very thing that propels you forward. The more you resist a pain, the more it controls you. But when you embrace it, it loses its power over you. You become the one in control. Think about the times in your life when you've grown the most. I'm willing to bet they were the times when you were faced with the most discomfort, the most pain. You came out stronger on the other side, didn't you? That's because you didn't avoid the struggle. You didn't shrink from the discomfort. You rose to meet it. And as you did, you became more than you were before. Don't be afraid of pain. Welcome it. Now let it teach you. Now let it refine you. Pain is proof that you're alive. It's proof that you are on the right path, that you are evolving. The most successful people, the most resilient people, are not those who never experience pain. They're the ones who use it as fuel. They take the hard lessons and turn them into stepping stones. They take the struggles and turn them into strength. The next time pain knocks on your door, don't shut it out. Don't numb it. Don't run from it. Open the door and ask it what it came to teach you. Pain is a gift in disguise. It's the key to your evolution. And when you choose to face it head on, you'll realize that it was never there to destroy you. It was there to help you become the person you've always been meant to be. Not everything you carry is meant to stay with you. Some things, people, and beliefs were only meant to teach you something. They served their purpose in your life, but now it's time to release them and make room for better, bigger things. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about choosing what's best for your future. You can't move into your next season while holding on to the old baggage that's weighing you down. There's a difference between holding on to something because it once served you and holding on to something that's now just a burden. Think about it. What in your life is no longer helping you grow? What's keeping you stuck in the past? Holding you back from stepping into the future you deserve? Is it a person, a job, a mindset, or a habit? Sometimes the hardest thing to release is something that once felt right. Maybe you've held on to it for years, and the thought of letting go makes you feel like you're losing a part of yourself. But here's the reality. Holding on to what no longer serves you is what's keeping you from reaching your true potential. It's not about abandoning the past. It's about honoring the lessons it gave you and moving forward with the wisdom you've gained. It's easy to hold on to what feels familiar. Even if it's not good for us, we find comfort in the old patterns, in the relationships that don't challenge us, and in the beliefs that keep us safe from change. But comfort isn't your friend. It's a trap. Comfort keeps you small, keeps you stuck, and prevents you from becoming who you were meant to be. Releasing what's no longer serving you means having the courage to face the truth. It means recognizing that some relationships, some situations, and some parts of your past no longer align with who you want to become. It's okay to let go. In fact, it's necessary. Your future self needs the space to grow, and that space won't be available until you let go of what's holding you back. Every time you release something, whether it's a belief, a habit, or even a relationship, you make room for something better. You create space for new opportunities, new people, and new experiences. You free yourself from the chains of the past and allow yourself to step into a future that's aligned with your goals and your purpose. Letting go isn't always easy. It can feel like you're walking away from something you've invested time and energy into. But remember this, time invested doesn't mean more time owed. Just because you've spent years building something, doesn't mean it's worth holding on to if it no longer serves you. It's not about cutting ties with the past in anger or resentment. It's about creating a future that honors your growth, your values, and your dreams. If you want to move forward, you have to stop carrying the weight of the past. You can't bring old wounds, old grudges, or old stories into your future. Those things only slow you down. Every time you choose to release something that's holding you back, you're lightening your load, and that makes it easier to move forward. Letting go of what no longer serves you is an act of self-love. It's about choosing yourself, choosing your growth, and choosing your future. You're not abandoning the past. You are simply making space for something greater to enter your life. You are honoring the lessons that the past has taught you, but you're no longer living in it. You can love someone from afar, but you don't owe your future to someone who's holding you back. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why you've chosen to let go of something that no longer fits. Your journey is yours to make, and you have the right to release what's not in alignment with where you're going. Remember this: every release is a declaration. It's a statement that says, I'm no longer who I was. I'm becoming who I was always meant to be. Releasing what no longer serves you is an act of courage. It's saying goodbye to the old version of you and opening the door to a new, better, and more empowered version of yourself. You can't step into a new life while holding on to the old one. The new life you want requires new energy, new people, and new experiences. It requires you to let go of the past so that you can make room for the future. The life you're meant to live is waiting for you, but it won't come to you until you let go of everything that's no longer serving you. Stop carrying around the baggage. Stop holding on to things that are draining your energy and your focus. Your future is calling you. All you have to do is answer by releasing what's holding you back. Change isn't always beautiful at the start. In fact, sometimes it feels like everything is falling apart. You feel like you're losing parts of yourself, or that you're leaving behind things you thought you couldn't live without. And in some ways, you're right. Change requires letting go of what's comfortable, what's familiar, but it's in the mess, in the discomfort, that true transformation happens. When you're in the midst of change, it often feels like the world around you is crumbling. You'll question your decisions, wonder if you're making the right choices, and fear that you're losing too much. But here's the truth. This discomfort, this falling apart, is necessary. It's part of the process. It's how you make space for something new to emerge. You won't always feel like you're making progress. In fact, there will be times when it feels like nothing is happening, like you're putting in all this effort and getting nowhere. But trust me, it's in these moments that the change is actually happening. It's in the struggle, in the quiet moments of uncertainty, that the foundation for your future self is being built. Real growth isn't glamorous. It's not easy. It's not all sunshine and roses. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. But it's also necessary. You can't change without facing the uncomfortable. You can't grow without going through the process of stripping away the old and stepping into the unknown. When you're feeling lost, or like everything is falling apart, remember that this is the moment of change. The old version of you is dissolving, and the new version is being born. The transition from one version of yourself to another is always painful, because you're leaving behind everything that's familiar, everything that's kept you safe. But it's in this pain that you find your strength. The discomfort you're feeling is a signal. It's a sign that you're on the right path. Growth always feels uncomfortable. It challenges everything you thought you knew about yourself. It pushes you to question your limits, to break through your barriers, and to move into new territory. And it's in that new territory, in the unknown, where the magic happens. So, if you're in the middle of change, If it feels like everything around you is shifting and you're not sure what's next, don't stop. Don't give up. This is the moment when you're being reshaped, redefined. The pain you're feeling is temporary. It will pass. But the growth that comes from it will last forever. Change is hard. It's uncomfortable. It forces you to face parts of yourself that you'd rather avoid. But it's also the most important thing you can do for yourself. Without change, there's no growth. Without discomfort, there's no transformation. And here's the key. You can't grow without experiencing pain. Pain is the vehicle for your transformation. It's the pressure that turns coal into diamonds. It's the friction that sharpens you, that helps you evolve. When you're going through the tough times, when everything feels uncertain and you wonder if it's worth it, remember, this is where the transformation happens. It's where your true self emerges. It's where you're being prepared for something greater than you ever imagined. So, embrace it. Embrace the discomfort. Lean into the unknown. Trust that everything you're going through is leading you to the person you're meant to become. It may not feel good right now, but this is where the growth begins. The discomfort you're feeling is a sign that you're on the right track. You're not failing. You're evolving. You're becoming the person you were always meant to be. And when you look back, you'll see that the pain, the discomfort, the uncertainty were all part of the process. They were the things that helped you rise. They were the things that allowed you to step into your power. So, don't shy away from change. Don't avoid the discomfort. Because on the other side of it is a new version of you. One that's stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Change doesn't happen all at once. It doesn't happen overnight. But every step you take, every moment of discomfort you face, is a step closer to the person you're becoming. And that person, they're worth the struggle. They're worth the pain. They're worth everything. Reinvention doesn't happen by accident. It's a conscious decision, a deliberate choice to become the person you've always known you could be. It's not something that magically occurs overnight. It's a series of small, more intentional decisions that compound over time. The first step to reinventing yourself is letting go of the belief that you're stuck being who you were. You're not. You have the power to change your story at any moment. For so long, you may have told yourself that you couldn't change, that you were limited by your circumstances, your upbringing, or the mistakes you've made, but that's just a story you've been telling yourself. You are not your past. You are not the person you were yesterday. You are the person you choose to become today. Reinvention begins with a clear vision. It's about imagining the person you want to be, not just dreaming about it, but believing that it's possible for you. The moment you decide that you are capable of being more, you create the foundation for transformation. It all starts with your mindset. If you think you're stuck, then you will be. But if you believe that you can change, that you can reinvent yourself, you will start to see possibilities where you once saw limitations. Reinvention isn't a one-time thing. It's a lifelong process of becoming better, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true purpose. It doesn't happen by making one bold move. It happens by taking small, consistent actions every single day. It's about choosing discipline over distraction, focus over fragmentation, and action over hesitation. One of the most powerful aspects of reinvention is the ability to change how you see yourself. For too long, you may have identified with your mistakes, your failures, or your past. But who you are today is not defined by what you've been through. Who you are today is defined by the choices you make and the actions you take right now. If you want to reinvent yourself, Start by taking one small action that aligns with the person you want to become. It might be something as simple as setting a morning routine, committing to a new habit, or learning something new that excites you. The key is to start. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to know the exact steps to get there. You just need to take the first step. With every action you take, you're reinforcing your new identity. You're proving to yourself that you can make the changes you want, and every time you make a decision that aligns with your goals, you're moving closer to becoming the person you envision. Reinvention also requires you to become intentional about what you allow into your life. If you want to become someone new, you have to start curating your environment. This means surrounding yourself with people, ideas, and influences that support your vision. It means letting go of things that no longer align with the person you're becoming. It means choosing to focus on what adds value to your life and letting go of everything else. You see, reinvention isn't about changing who you are at your core. It's about aligning your actions, your thoughts, and your environment with the best version of yourself. It's about stripping away the things that keep you stuck and embracing the person you're meant to become. The process of reinvention can be messy. It can be uncomfortable. It can feel like you're walking in the dark at times. But remember, every step you take toward becoming someone new is a step toward freedom. The person you were is not the person you have to stay. You have the power to rewrite your story. You have the power to change your life. And it all starts with the decision to reinvent yourself. The beauty of reinvention is that you're not bound by your past. You can start over at any time. It's never too late to change. The version of you that you want to become is already inside of you, waiting to be unleashed. You just have to believe it's possible and take the steps to bring it to life. Reinvention also requires a level of commitment. You have to be committed to your growth, even when it's hard, even when you feel like giving up. The process isn't always easy. It takes time, it takes effort. But the reward on the other side is worth every step of the journey. The more you invest in yourself, the more you'll see the transformation unfold. The new version of you doesn't appear out of thin air. It's built, step by step, with each action you take. It's the accumulation of small, consistent choices that align with your vision. And over time, those choices compound. And the person you've always dreamed of becoming starts to emerge. So, don't wait for some grand moment of change. Start today. Reinvent yourself now. Choose to be the person you've always known you could be. Start with small steps, but make them intentional. Start living the life you've always dreamed of, and know that the version of you who is meant for greatness is already inside of you. All you need to do is believe and take the first step. Trusting the unknown future can be one of the most challenging parts of personal transformation. The future, by its very nature, is uncertain. It's unpredictable. It doesn't come with a clear blueprint or a map guiding you every step of the way. But that's what makes it so powerful. The unknown future is where you find your greatest potential. It's where growth happens. And it's where you have to place your trust, not in guarantees, but in yourself. If you wait until everything feels certain, you'll never take that first step. The truth is, life doesn't come with guarantees. You can't predict every outcome. You can't control every detail of your future. But what you can control is your response to the unknown. You can trust yourself to handle whatever comes your way. You can trust that you have the strength, resilience, and wisdom to adapt as you move forward. Most people stay stuck because they crave certainty. They want to know exactly what's going to happen next. And if they don't have that certainty, they stay where they are. But the moment you realize that the unknown is where your future self lives, That's the moment everything changes. It's in the unknown where the best opportunities lie. It's where you have to take risks, take chances, and put your faith in yourself. If everything were predictable, life would be boring. There would be no space for growth, no room for creativity, no chance to prove your true potential. Trusting the unknown is where the magic happens. It's where you learn to be flexible, to adapt, to remain open to the possibilities ahead of you. And here's the truth. You will never have all the answers, but you don't need them. You just need to take the next step. The path will unfold as you move forward. It's in the doing, in the action, that you start to see the way forward. Fear thrives in the unknown. It whispers to you, telling you to play it safe, to avoid taking risks, to stay in the comfort of what you already know. But if you listen to that fear, you'll never move forward. You'll never grow, and you'll never experience the fullness of what life has to offer. The future doesn't belong to those who wait for perfect clarity. It belongs to those who take action despite the uncertainty. It belongs to those who are willing to step into the unknown, to walk into the future with faith and courage. Every leap you take into the unknown is an act of trust. It's an act of trusting yourself, trusting the process, and trusting that no matter what happens, you'll be okay. Life isn't about knowing every single detail. It's about being willing to move forward even when you can't see the end. And the beauty of it is that once you start walking, the path becomes clearer. Opportunities start to present themselves. You begin to see that the unknown isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. What's waiting for you in the unknowns is the life you've always dreamed of. You won't find it by playing it safe. You won't find it by waiting until everything is perfect. You'll find it by trusting yourself enough to take risks, to make bold moves, and to trust that the universe will provide the guidance you need along the way. Trusting the unknown doesn't mean you have to be fearless. It means you have to have faith in yourself and in the process, even when things feel uncertain. It means having the courage to take that first step, even when you don't know exactly where it will lead. And with each step, you'll get closer to the life you want. The future isn't meant to be predicted. It's meant to be created. You don't need to know all the answers. You just need to trust that you are on the right path and keep moving forward. So, step into the unknown. Embrace the uncertainty. Trust that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Your future is waiting for you, and it's full of possibility, but you won't find it by staying in the familiar. You'll find it by trusting yourself enough to take the leap into the unknown. And remember, the unknown isn't your enemy, it's your opportunity. The future you've always wanted is waiting for you to show up and claim it. So, trust the process, trust yourself, and keep moving forward. No matter how uncertain the path may seem, the unknown is full of lessons, growth, and experiences that will shape you into the person you were always meant to become. You can't step into a new destiny with the same mindset that built your old life. The patterns, routines, and environments that helped you survive aren't the same ones that will propel you toward greatness. Your old life was designed to keep you comfortable, to play it safe, to stay within limits. But your new dreams require something more, something bigger, bolder, and braver than the life you once knew. In order to achieve your new dreams, you have to leave behind the things that no longer align with your goals. This isn't about rejection. It's about redirection. It's about clearing out the old, outdated beliefs and behaviors that kept you playing small, and making space for the new ones that will take you further. You can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. To create a new life, you have to break free from the mental, emotional, and physical limitations of your old one. Your old life wants to pull you back, It wants you to stay in your comfort zone. It wants you to play small and keep things easy. But your new life? Yeah, boo, it demands more from you. It demands that you rise. It demands that you break free from the old version of yourself and step into something greater. To make this shift, you have to upgrade your mindset. You have to change the way you think, the way you see yourself, and the way you approach the world. You can't build a future with the same tools you used to survive. You need new tools, new perspectives, and a new attitude. The old version of you was built to keep you safe, to protect you from failure, to keep you in the familiar. But safety doesn't create success. Safety doesn't push you to your highest potential. In fact, staying in the safe zone is one of the biggest things that will hold you back. Your new dreams require new thinking, new beliefs, and new habits that align with where you want to go. And here's the kicker. This isn't going to be easy. The old version of you is comfortable. It's familiar. It doesn't want to change. It doesn't want to step into the unknown, to take risks, to give up the comfort of what you know. But the new version of you, the one that's meant for greatness, can't be confined by the limits of the old life. You have to outgrow what once worked for you. You have to make the choice then to leave behind the old habits, the old mindset, and the old ways of doing things, and step into something bigger. Your old life is familiar, it's comfortable, but comfort doesn't lead to growth. Your dreams require discomfort. They require you to step out of your familiar world and into the unknown. They require you to take risks, make mistakes, and learn from every step. The truth is, you won't get to your new life by staying in your old one. It's impossible. You can't create something new while clinging to the past. The past has served its purpose. It's taught you lessons, but it's not meant to be your future. As you move towards your new destiny, you'll face resistance. The old version of you will try to pull you back. It will try to convince you that you're not ready, that it's too hard, that you should just stay where you are. But that's not the truth. The truth is that you are ready. You are capable of handling whatever comes your way, and you have everything you need inside of you to build the life you want. The new version of you doesn't need approval from others. It doesn't need validation from your past. It doesn't need anyone's permission to rise. Your new life is yours to create. Your new identity is yours to build. But to do that, you have to leave behind what no longer serves you. Letting go of the old version of yourself is a powerful act of self-love. It's saying goodbye to the parts of you that have kept you small and stepping into the person you were always meant to be. It's trusting yourself to take the leap into the unknown, knowing that, on the other side, there's a life that's waiting for you. A life that's full of possibility, growth, and freedom. So, what are you holding on to that's holding you back? What old version of yourself are you clinging to because it feels safe? It's time to let go. It's time to step into your power. It's time to embrace the new version of yourself, the one who is meant to achieve your wildest dreams. Your new life is waiting for you, but you can't step into it without letting go of the old one. You can't carry your past with you into your future. You have to make room for what's next, and that means making the hard choices to leave behind the things that no longer serve you. This is your time to rise, your time to break free from the limits of your past and step into a future that's full of opportunity and growth. The person you are becoming is worth every sacrifice, every challenge, every step you take away from the old life. So, let go, step forward, and embrace the future you deserve. The cost of growth is high, but so is the reward. Anything worth having comes with a price, and true transformation is no different. The higher your goals, the greater the sacrifice. You'll have to give up comfort, time, energy, and sometimes even relationships. But here's the reality. The reward is worth every ounce of effort, every drop of sweat, and every sacrifice you make along the way. When you set out to create a new life, there's no shortcut. You won't just stumble into success. It won't just fall into your lap. No, you'll have to work for it. You'll have to sacrifice your old habits, your old ways of thinking, and sometimes even the things you've held onto for years. But the reward for that sacrifice is freedom. It's the power to live life on your own terms, to have the freedom to make choices that align with your true purpose. The cost is high, but the reward is not just a material outcome. It's an internal transformation. It's peace. It's self-respect. It's the clarity that comes from living in alignment with your values and your goals. The person you become through the process is the reward. It's not just the achievements, the accolades, or the external markers of success. It's who you become in the pursuit of your dreams. And that version of you, they're worth every sacrifice. Emperor, while others may sleep, you build. While others may doubt, you decide. Your commitment to your goals will make you stand out. It will set you apart from everyone who's content to play it safe. It will make you unstoppable. But to get there, you'll need to give up what's easy and comfortable. You'll need to give up the things that keep you stuck in mediocrity. And yes, it will hurt. But the pain of sacrifice is nothing compared to the satisfaction of creating the life you've always dreamed of. Consistency is key. The path to greatness isn't glamorous. It's repetitive. It's mundane. It's doing the work, day in and day out, even when no one is watching. It's making the small decisions that add up over time. The work might not always feel exciting. It might not always feel rewarding. But remember, every choice you make is building momentum. And momentum will carry you through the hard days. But there will be hard days. There will be times when you feel like quitting, when you question whether all the sacrifices are worth it. You'll wonder if you're doing the right thing, if the pain is too much, if it's all too difficult. Those moments will test you. They'll make you want to quit. But here's the thing. Those moments are where your strength is forged. They are the defining moments that will shape who you become. The reward doesn't come instantly. It doesn't come without effort. But every single day you show up, every single time you make a sacrifice for your future, you're closer to that reward. The reward is not just the end result. It's the person you become in the process. It's the discipline you've built, the resilience you've developed, and the confidence you've gained from pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible. At some point, the only thing separating you from your dreams will be how much discomfort you're willing to endure. The dream doesn't belong to the most talented. It doesn't belong to the luckiest. It belongs to those who are willing to give everything, to make every sacrifice, and to push through the hard times. It belongs to those who are relentless in the pursuit of their goals. And when you reach that reward, when you've put in the work, faced the struggles, and made the sacrifices, it won't just feel like success. It will feel like freedom. Freedom from the past. Freedom from the limitations you once placed on yourself. And freedom to live life on your own terms. That's the true reward. So, keep going. Don't stop. The cost will seem high at times, but the reward is worth it. Every sacrifice you make today is an investment in the future you're building. Every small decision, every tough choice, every uncomfortable moment is taking you closer to the life you want. And when you look back, you'll see that it was all worth it. Every step, every challenge, every sacrifice will have been worth it for the person you've become and the life you've created. You've made it this far. Now take a moment to reflect. The path you've walked has been anything but easy. The changes you've made, the sacrifices you've endured, the discomfort you faced, all of it was necessary. Every part of your journey, every step you took toward your dreams, has shaped you into the person you are today. But the real question now is, are you ready to step into the life you've worked so hard for? You've come a long way, but this is just the beginning. The life you've always wanted is no longer a distant dream. It's here waiting for you. But it's up to you to keep moving forward, to keep making the choices that will align you with the future you've envisioned. The real work starts now. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the transformation process, to get lost in the hope of what's to come. But the key to lasting change is consistency. You've learned the lessons. You've made the shifts. Now it's time to reinforce everything you've built. The foundation is set, but you have to continue building. Brick by brick, every day is a new opportunity to align with your vision. Every day is a chance to move closer to the life you want. You'll face obstacles. You'll encounter setbacks. There will be moments when it feels like everything is falling apart again. But remember this, that's the nature of growth. The road to success is rarely straight. It's full of twists, turns, and bumps along the way. What matters is that you keep going. When you fall, get back up. When you stumble, keep walking. The only way to fail is to stop moving forward. As you continue this journey, stay true to yourself. The person you've become isn't someone you need to apologize for. You've outgrown old habits, old beliefs, and old versions of yourself. The new you is strong, capable, and resilient. You've already proven to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. You've already shown that you have the strength to rise above challenges and continue pursuing your dreams. Your new life is not something that will simply happen to you. It's something you're actively creating every single day. It's the small choices, the daily commitments, the unwavering belief in yourself that will determine the life you ultimately live. You've already paid the price for this transformation. Now, it's time to live the reward. Don't wait for permission to live your best life. Don't wait for someone else to tell you that you're worthy, that you're ready, or that you're good enough. You are already worthy. You are already ready. You've already proven that you have what it takes to succeed. Trust in yourself. Trust in your journey. And trust that every step you take is bringing you closer to your dreams. The world is full of possibilities, but the only way to reach them is by taking action. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because there will never be one. The perfect moment is now. The time to take the next step is right now. Every moment you spend waiting is a moment lost. The future you're building depends on the choices you make today. And so, the journey continues. But now you're no longer walking in the dark. You have the tools, the mindset, and the courage to face whatever comes next. You've already changed. You've already grown. You've already taken the hardest steps. Now you get to live the life you've always dreamed of, and it will be so much more than you ever imagined. This is just the beginning. You are limitless. Your potential is infinite. Keep going, keep growing, and keep creating the life you deserve. Your new life has already begun, and it's waiting for you to step fully into it.